What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Mint City Soccer Show. I'm Corey Inscoe, joined by Matt Swift / Toklomati in his little title. I know no one can see this, or this is just for us that we put these titles on here now. But Matt still has Toklomati down there, which is very fitting. How you doing, Matt?
I'm going to be really obnoxious this episode. More so than normal.
I feel that because I feel like I was a level of obnoxious in the stadium that I haven't been in a little bit. You know,
That's
like
awesome. I love it.
I get amped up sometimes, and a lot of times it's just like cheering. But this is one of those where, like, we've talked about this a million times, where I sit and there actually was some kind of traveling supporter section. There was a lot of turning around and addressing them, which only happens certain games. This was one of those matches where I was doing a whole lot of addressing anything and peek around me.
I love it. I wish I could have seen that.
We were on a special one in that match, and everybody around me was in the same boat. It was a special match. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. David could not be with us this week, but he will be back, I'm sure, next week or sometime in the very near future, to have him back on. Sorry we didn't have an episode last week. We planned to, and then just things happened. And so I did. One of our area seat mates came in and was like, "Where was the secret show last week?" And I was like, "I know, man. Life stuff happened, and we didn't get to it, so we apologize. But we'll make it up to you somehow." But yeah, we have I'm very excited to talk about this one. This could be one of those where, I mean, we always say we're going to be short and then we go long. Watch me say we're going to be really long talking about this one and be like a 20-minute episode. That'd be the fun thing to do is to totally flip it out. But yeah, Inter Miami and Messi. The Messi show came to Charlotte.
That's right. And
Charlotte won 3-0 in just one of the most fun matches I feel like I've seen in a long time. So we were kind of saying this before, and I don't think we're necessarily going to go through like first half lineup, second half, anything like that. Just kind of like dive into it. Just kick us off. Like, how are you feeling about this now? Like, when you look back at Saturday, like, what are your just immediate thoughts, feelings, takeaways from what was just a pretty amazing match there at Bank of America Stadium?
Yeah, this game for me, I had a lot of emotions. It's been kind of a tough 2 weeks for me with the little one being sick and everything like that. So being able to get out of the house and getting near some friends and cheer on our team was great. The stadium was packed.
Yep.
I saw a lot of pink everywhere, which got me kind of angry. And I got to say, I tried to be nice in the stands. There were two ladies in front of me that were clearly there to see Messi, and they were taking photos. I never said anything to them. But there was definitely some, like you were saying, kind of like looking up, looking around. I don't think, and this is hilarious, like, I don't think I've ever yelled that much. Like, my throat hurt the next day. And I've definitely had games like that, but I don't think I'd been that amped up just because we're on this run. This game was super important, and I just cannot stand Miami. I cannot stand them.
Yeah.
They just needed to be put in their place a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just badass that we were the team to do it, and the way that we did it.
Yep.
Messi is, for me, like the greatest player of all time.
Yes.
He is. But I've never cheered against someone that much. And when he missed the PK, I said some things, and then afterwards I was like, man, wow. Like, you would think I absolutely hated that human being. But the thing is like, he's one of those people that, kind of like Zaha, like you're gonna pull against him, but that just means he's really good. But there was a lot of emotions, and it was an amazing night in the style that we won, the way that we went about things. And other than that PK and maybe another opportunity, we really kind of shut down Messi, which was just pretty great. And I want to talk about some individual performances, but
we'll get into all that. Yeah,
man, just a hell of a night around a lot of people, and it was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to point out. I really appreciated that the team decided to not open any of the upper level. I think that ended up being a really smart choice in this case, in my mind, because I know it's nice to have when we can get, 50,000, 60,000. I'm always going to love having that. But like a fully packed lower bowl where like basically every seat felt like it was taken.
Mm-hmm.
That energy is just a different animal to me. And we haven't had that. We've talked about the attendance in some previous episodes. We're not going to necessarily get into that, but like this to me was that reminder of like, if you pack those like 35, whatever it is, 35,000 seats in that lower bowl, that place is electric. And so I think, maybe if they want to open one or two sections of the upper level, fine. But like, I did kind of appreciate that. It's like, no, rather than spreading this out, and having some empty seats here and there, it's like, if you want to come, you're going to sit in the lower bowl. We're going to pack this in and it's going to be energy. And I just felt like this from the beginning, just had a different energy than we've had in that stadium in a while. And that was a whole lot of fun. And I also think that when you have a team that people have such strong opinions about, and when you have a lot of other pink clad fans in that stadium, I think it's one of those things where like it brings something out of us and our cheering and the way we follow the team. Like I've even noticed that like where we're sitting, like when there's a big opposing supporters section, like our section's way louder. Like there's a lot of games where we have a lot of families and they're just kind of sitting back watching the match, which is totally fine. Yeah. Not a lot of like getting up and getting into it. But if there's a rowdy supporters group near us, we get rowdy. So it kind of brings that energy into it a little bit too. And you have you see all the pink, you see all that. It just felt like it had a different kind of energy leading up to it. But yeah, I'll agree with you. Like one of the point I'll make right now is I really like Messi. I always have. Like he's not a player I dislike. And I was trying to put it into words with like people around me and my wife when we were kind of at the match and leaving the match. It's like, I don't dislike Messi, but it's like, I so strongly dislike the team and the fandom around Messi, right? It's something about like what that following is and that team and the way they go about their business. Yeah. I really can't stand Suarez. Like I actually don't like the player in him. Messi, I respect and I like a lot as a player. If he was playing for, when he's playing for anybody else, like I enjoy watching him play. He's amazing. And even there were times in this match, limited because we shut him down a lot. There were a few times he did some things. It's like, man, how does he do that and make it look so easy? Like it is a joy to watch. And so like I tried, to your point, not to give a hard time to fans who are like, I've never seen Messi play. I love watching Messi. Like, this is why I'm here.
Right.
You could kind of tell that difference. It was more the people like when I was walking into the stadium and I walked by these three young guys who had clearly just bought their Messi jerseys from a street vendor. And I didn't make any eye contact. I didn't do anything. I wouldn't start anything. And he goes, Messi's pretty good. He's going to score 2 goals today. So I pulled a card out of the Charlotte FC social playbook and said, I got a question for you. Where does Miami play? Like, where's their stadium? And they were like, oh, it's in Miami. I was like, you sure? It's like I'm pretty sure it's in Fort Lauderdale. And they're like, oh, we've never been to Florida. So I just walked away being like, great Miami fans there. Just really strong Miami fans we got right over here. So that's the kind of fan that drives me crazy and that I wanted to beat so bad. And so it was really satisfying to have that kind of match and enjoy that kind of win. So we can get into some of the specifics of the actual match, but yeah, I just want to kind of talk about just energy, atmosphere, having the lower bowl filled. It just was a different kind of energy than I feel like we've had in a while. But how did you kind of made a face? So how did you feel about not opening the upper level? Do you wish they'd open the upper level?
Yeah, so that's the thing. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh, that seems like a missed opportunity to get new fans in the stadium, more revenue." Because maybe I'm naive. I'm thinking like, "Oh, there'll be Messi fans, Miami fans coming here, or maybe it's their first game in Charlotte." And they'd be like, "Oh, that was fun. Let's go back to a Charlotte FC game," and you convert fans and everything like that. But I think throughout the course of the night, I think I changed my view. I think I agree with you. Like having that lower bowl completely full was very, very nice and loud. And I think there was a sense of pride of being loud because we know that the Messi fans were going to cheer every time he touched the ball and everything like that. I made it a point to boo every time that Busquets got the ball.
Oh, just Busquets, not Messi? Okay.
No, not Messi. No, Busquets shouldn't even have, so I don't know. So that was my whole thing. Every time he touched the ball, I made sure to boo. But again, it was nice.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Have we recorded since the whole thing with the Leagues Cup final? We did record an episode after that. We got into all that.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit on
memory. Okay.
No, we talked a little bit about this on Soccer and Coffee too.
Okay.
And for those listening and maybe new to the show or just need a reminder, through our Discord, through Patreon, on Saturday mornings, a lot of times David and I will wake up and we'll do a live Soccer and Coffee the day of the game, and we'll talk about the matchup, and guests will come on, and you can come off mute and chat. We used to do that on X or Twitter, but we've moved to Discord, and it's a lot of fun. But we did talk about that Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. I just can remember that was addressed here. The reason that Suarez wasn't playing and the reason that we don't think that Busquets should have been playing. I feel like half of Miami's roster shouldn't have been playing in this match, but that's beside the point. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle at the end of the Leagues Cup final in Seattle, is the light way to say it.
Yeah.
So if you haven't looked into that, go check it out. But it was nice not having Suarez to yell at. So that was good. I appreciated that. No, to your point about the stadium, though, I almost think there's this, not to go on a tangent about this too much. I almost think I kind of like the idea of only opening the upper bowl if we're pretty confident we're going to get 60 plus. And if not, keep it. And I know that's giving away some money and revenue and things like that. But I kind of if we're only going to open 2 or 3 sections up top and it's going to be kind of sparse, just don't do it. Keep the lower bowl and pack the lower bowl. But if you're going to get that 60 to 70 for a huge match, big playoff match, something like that, first match of the season, then go for it. But otherwise, I kind of like saying no, we're just going to pack in this lower bowl and make that place electric. And I think the players seem to feed off of it too, the energy in that place, because I think it makes a huge difference there. So
yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
So let's get in the match a little bit. Kind of opening, I want to say 20, 30 minutes in my mind, at least. And I'm even looking at the little momentum chart over here. Miami felt like they were very much on the front foot in that first half. Possession numbers were very lopsided. We were doing a whole lot of defending. I had a little nervous in that first chunk of the match about how we were going to play. So before the fun part that we're going to talk probably for a long time about, but kind of what was your thoughts on the first maybe 30 minutes of the match and how we came out there?
Yeah, we absorbed a lot of pressure. I think Miami had a really good chance at goal in the 5th or 6th minute that Kahlina had to make a good save on, and he played incredible that night. It was kind of bend, don't break, very classic 2024 defense, and just kind of just absorb that pressure, and then that kind of led to the PK call. But it was nice that we weathered that storm. Usually, we can give up a goal early, and that sets the whole tone for the game. But luckily, we were able, to keep the ball out of the net and move forward. And then PK called, and then we had some momentum shift after that.
We'll get to that. But since you mentioned Kahlina, I do want to, before we get into all the I think we're going to get into a lot of the goal scoring, things like that after that. But Kahlina's back. That match was the Kahlina doing unreal things throughout. The early one, especially when I believe it was a crossover to Jordi Alba, and I don't know how Kahlina, just happened to be in the right spot and got a hand up, kind of deal. Just an incredible save there, and what just seemed like it was an obvious goal situation. Did it again late in the match with kind of a breakaway. where he just flung his body down, just kind of made himself as big as possible and got a leg on it and deflected everyone away. So just some incredible saves by Kahlina. It was nice to see. I feel like we're seeing that last year Kahlina back a little bit, which is really encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been as sharp this season, but he's had a lot of like off the field things going on.
Yeah.
And also, too, I mean, it just kind of goes to show like the depth that we are starting to have on this team. We're seeing players that struggled early on really come back into form. Vargas is another one. We'll talk about him. But Kahlina is definitely someone that has started to get back into form. And I think this game will be a huge confidence booster, right? Not only that PK save, he had the other saves, clean sheet against, Miami. So I'm hoping this will be a confidence booster because I think that's what he needed. I think he lost a little bit of confidence. And like I said, he has some other stuff, a kid and everything else. So I think it's just, but also too, when you have another goalkeeper that just got signed, you're kind of like, ooh, I better, better get back on this. But I feel like his form was getting better even before that signing. Yes. So I don't want to say it was the cause of that, but it's always good to have competition. But yeah, it's really nice to have old Kahlina back.
Yeah. Before we get to the Messi penalty, the Bronico shout for a penalty. Did you think that was a penalty or no?
I kind of go back and forth on it. I don't know. What did you think?
I initially thought it was. Referee Nate beside me was pretty adamant that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought there was a lot of contact. I know it was after the ball was already gone, but it just felt like a whole lot of contact came in after. But again, the person who does this, at least on the side for a living, was more adamant than me about it. So I feel like I couldn't argue very much. Yeah. But then I felt like it was not long before. That was not long before Messi comes into the box. He goes running across the top of the box, gets his back leg nicked when he was very clearly looking for that to happen. You're saying you don't think he got nicked? You don't think there was any contact there?
I think what happened is Messi is the best player in the world, and when Diani planted his foot, Messi came through that foot. Because Messi could have very easily just walked right over that foot, but he drug it and clipped it. And it's Messi, so you're going to give him that call no matter what. Now, the referee didn't give it to him, which I am shocked. I'm shocked. I was shocked by that. Not shocked that they stopped him and it's like, oh no, this is Messi. We gotta look at this. But I mean, if that were us, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably a penalty. But Messi knows what he's doing. So
yeah, I agree with that. I think it was definitely a penalty once I saw the replay, but it was absolutely a situation where he was looking for it and he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
There wasn't a ton there, but it was enough contact and he went down looking for it and great.
I watched it back on the replay and that because when you're in the stadium you don't hear the announcers. Now the MLS announcers, I can't remember the guy's name. He was like, "Of course it's a penalty. Why would Messi go down there? He could have kept dribbling the ball." I'm like, "Of course he went down there. Give me a break, dude." I just sometimes, man, I'm like, "Oh my God, give me a break, man."
I love it.
Yeah, I think Diani planted that foot, and then that gave Messi the perfect opportunity to just hit that foot, and there you go.
So it was a penalty.
Yeah, it was a clumsy challenge that you really can't do. But I'm gonna save Gianni for later. We're gonna come back to him. We're gonna come back to him. Okay.
All right. We'll save you to that. So Messi gets his penalty.
Weak.
Which I'll be honest. I mean, we know how it all went, but I was very nervous at this point. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Here we go. They get the penalty. They're gonna go up, and this is gonna be a long night. Oh, we're in for it here. This is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
And I was talking about supporters near us. I didn't think there was a supporters group near us, and then all of a sudden I heard them only at this moment. This is the only time all night that I heard them, and they started doing a Messi chant. And I was like, oh, hell no, here we go. So again, that got our section jazzed up. And Messi tried to get cute, and Kahlina was having absolutely none of it. And it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I was on one that night, and I believe I tweeted. I believe my tweet said, "A bitch ass penalty for a bitch ass team." I mean, and so that's the thing. Like, he takes that penalty, and there was something about that penalty that rubbed me the wrong way. And it was like, I things came out of my mouth, and I can't remember what all they were. I think I was making up names to call him, and I'm like, what a bitch move. Like, because he could have been, I mean, like, he's a good penalty taker.
Yes. And
he wanted to get cute. And Miami thinks they're cute. And it's just one of those teams you just want to knock out. And good on Kahlina for, I don't know if he'd like seen something or because you could very easily dive. And like, I mean, that's the whole thing. You do that because you get a keeper going one way or the other. And usually you do that like right down the middle. But Messi thought he could get
put it in
left.
A corner.
But yeah, no, Kahlina was able to stand his ground and not commit and be able to cover a weak ass penalty.
Yeah, I feel like, to your point, like, it almost feels like, I feel like when you do that as a penalty taker, and I've never played soccer, so you know where I'm coming from. This is not like experience or anything like that, but from a fan perspective, it feels like disrespectful. Because it really makes you look dumb if you don't save that, right? Like, because it's like the keeper's diving, you just kind of like chip it in, no big deal, and walk away. Like, it feels like a very, I'm gonna get cute and just tap it over here, and you're not gonna be able to save it kind of move, right?
Yep.
Like, versus just like trying to really smash one into a corner or something like that. And so, I just felt like Kahlina just had decided that I'm not going to make a decision until he actually kicks it. And so, like, he was just there. He's like, I'm going to try to react to it. And so when you try to get cute with that, tap it up in the air, catch the ball. I just loved seeing some of the replays where you can see like Kahlina just screaming as he's catching the ball. I mean, he was also on one, like we all were in the stands.
Yeah.
So I loved that. That was just a beautiful moment. And just, I feel like totally changed the complexion of the game right there. Like it it felt like everything immediately shifted, and we were in a totally different match from there on out.
Well, I think we were under pressure, right? We weren't playing our best. We were struggling. You get that penalty and you kind of just, Messi's going to take it. Oh, okay, we're going to go down 1-0. So there was kind of maybe like a sigh of relief, and just it got the crowd back in it. Yeah. And probably got our players like, all right, we got to go. Let's go. And to our team's credit, and what they've been able to do lately is go and not be like, all right, let's calm it down here. Like, I hate when players are like, let's calm down. I'm like, no, you need to do the opposite of that. You need to go. You need to get excited. Let's start pushing people if we got to. Let's go, man. It was nice, and it seemed like we immediately responded, came right down the field and did our thing
so fast that like watching the broadcast, because this is one of those matches where like as soon as we got home, we like turned on the highlights and just watched the moments again. It was one of those I just wanted to relive. I watched all the social media. I wanted to relive everything I possibly could about this night because it was so much fun. Yeah. And watching the broadcast, like they barely finished showing the replays of the of the penalty save, and then all of a sudden, by the time they get back to live action, it's, I believe it wasn't Vargas streaking down the right side, putting the ball in the middle for Toklomati. I mean, it was that quick that it happened. Like, and I think that, what was it? Like 2-minute stretch was one of the most fun 2 to 3 minute stretches in that stadium, maybe ever, but definitely this year and in a long time. I mean, the emotion of how loud that place was when we saved the penalty, when Kahlina saved the penalty, to going into that goal, I mean, it exploded. I mean, the place lost its mind, and it was just so fun rewatching that, hearing the crowd, hearing everybody get into it. It was such a beautifully worked goal. I mean, it was just like, just, it was beautiful. I don't even have words for it, but we were jumping because I feel like this is a personal thing, but early in the team's history, like every time we scored a goal, it felt such a big thing, right? Like we scored a goal, like because we didn't score for like the first 5 matches or whatever. There wasn't that many, but you know what I mean? Sure. And so like everyone felt huge, and especially when we weren't scoring a lot of goals. And so like I would celebrate huge for every goal. And then it got to a point where it's like I was still celebrating big, but it wasn't like that same like emotional like release. This is the first time in a while that I had like just a like primal, just emotional release to a goal going in and jumping around and high-fiving people like crazy. And we were going nuts. And I feel like the whole stadium was in that same place when you watch the videos and all that of the goal. It was a really fun 2-minute stretch there to put us in the lead 1-0.
That's when I lost my voice, I think. It was pretty early. Like, because to your point, like I cheer quite a bit for all the goals, but this one was extra special. A lot of emotion, like a little bit of anger. Got to say, a little bit of anger, animosity. I don't want to say hatred, but like a little bit, like so. Yeah, just a lot of release there and relief and being up and playing at home. You know, there's a record on the line, or we get a chance to tie a record. So there's a lot of things there. And plus we're trying to get, you know, higher up in the seeding and everything like that. And this was such a huge game because this was one of those games you kind of look at, especially like maybe a couple weeks ago, you're like, I don't know if we get that one. You know, the other one's like, Philadelphia. And like, these two were like, I know we're playing at home, but you know, so it was nice to have those couple of minutes where, oh no, to oh yes. And I felt like when we did score that one, it was really, gotta say, this may be bad to say, this was the first time I was like, oh, I think we're gonna be okay. Instead of like, ooh, I don't know, I'm like, ooh, I think this is gonna galvanize the team. And I've actually felt good about it. Instead of like, okay, this is great, but like
the nervousness.
hunker down, you know. So it was a great feeling. This might be one of my favorite games that we've had. I know there's a lot of games, but this is definitely for me. This was definitely up there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you mean from like just enjoying it as a fan, or one of your favorite, like just in the way that we played, or both, or like how do you
I think just everything. I think just in general on the night, the atmosphere, the scenarios, that how they played out, who we were playing, why we were playing, the record or tying the record, everything like that kind of went into it. But I mean, we've had good games against Miami. We had, what was it, decision day? That was another good one against Miami. But there was something extra with this one. I don't know what it really was for me personally, but there was just a little extra to this one.
I agree with that. And I think the other thing, the reason I asked the question is, the other thing I was going to say is it also felt like a very complete game from the team. I'm sure we could go through here and find some little things that, we didn't like or a little like that, but it felt like a match where we came in ready to play. We had good energy and everybody did their part and played really, really, really well.
Yes.
So I was just
That's
like,
a good point.
It was a moment where like, and I could say this about the whole, 9-game win streak we have now, but like, obviously this is like what this team should be. Like we're finally starting, and we're still not even fully healthy yet. Like BL came in late. We don't have Tofolo. Like, I mean, we don't have some of those pieces that we think we should have right now.
Yeah.
But like seeing the way this team played in this match, it was like, yes, like that's the team we saw that we thought we could have at the beginning of the season that we completely lost sight of in the summer when all the things went bad. But like now it's the time we're seeing that come back alive. And it's like, yes, this team is very good. And when it plays to that level, boy, are they going to be hard to beat.
That's the thing. Like you just said it, hard to beat.
Yeah.
We may not win every game, but we're going to be really, really hard to beat. And we're not all the way healthy. But this game, I agree. It was a total game. We had a player get a hat trick. We'll talk about the other goals, of course. But on the night, I can't really look at, except for maybe struggling those first 20, 30 minutes, I really can't look at it anything or any one person, but man, they really didn't play that well. There's definitely some people I definitely want to call out. But I across the board, I'm like, damn, what a game by everybody. Everybody did their part. Everybody had that little extra this game. And I'm hoping, again, that I know we have the streak going and it's going to be really tough to keep that going. But I hope even if we falter a little bit, the guys can look what we can do at any given time. So I hope that gives them confidence going forward.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about the other couple goals. And then, because I want you to kind of talk about some of the players you have in mind that you want to highlight too, unless there's something else you want to get to before that.
No, I'm laughing because I missed the second goal.
Did you?
I missed the second goal. Were you
still in the locker room with, I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah, I was in the locker giving them a pep talk. And then come to find out I was talking to myself and like everybody else is on the field. No, it was funny. We're in such a good mood. Me and my buddy Steven, we go and we're gonna go get drinks. And it took us a little bit, and we saw a buddy of ours that talked a little bit, and we're looking around TV screen. We didn't see the game on, and we're like, okay, let's get back to our seats. And I opened the door to go down the steps, and everybody's celebrating. And at first, I'm like, please God, don't let it be against us. But like it was really loud, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? And like literally we had scored. We get to our seats and some of the folks around us like, hey, you might want to leave. So we score again. And we're like, what is happening? So definitely got to see the replay. And of course, when I got back home, I watched it again. But I missed the second goal.
Yeah, we did the same. That's funny that we did the same thing. One of the boys sitting in front of us had just walked down to go get a drink or something like that when we scored the second goal, and he started to come back up. And we were like, "No, you have to go back down there. Go away."
Everybody's got to do their part.
Goal. And we were like, "All right, I guess that's true. Come on, it'll be fine."
Yeah.
He's like, "But just know if Miami scores, you got to go away." It's like,
that's so funny, man.
These are the rules. We don't make the rules. Yeah. So, I guess we could talk about first. What is it with teams trying to hang out in the locker room for 2 minutes after halftime to, I don't know what reason, but it's not working against us.
Yeah, we don't like that stuff.
Tell you.
Hey, teams could do that from here on out.
Keep
for some reason, we get pissed off. It irks me. To me, it is a level of disrespect too.
Yeah.
And again, it kind of goes to Miami and the type of team they are. And so it's just nice to kick their ass. Like, seriously, it's just nice to just beat their ass.
Yeah. And I think if I'm a player, that pisses me off. And I'm like, fine, let's get out. And I feel like we've had that mentality both times with with Atlanta when they did it earlier.
Yeah.
We've scored quick goals off both of them. But there also needs to be like, that's got to be like a bench yellow card or something, right? Like there needs to be some kind of like at a certain point, like it doesn't need to be like disastrous ramifications for doing that, but like there's got to be something. Like you delayed the game by like 2 minutes just hanging out in the locker room.
I'm surprised they don't do like a team fine,
right? Something.
But hey,
it's like when I was in
teams can keep doing it because it's worked well for us. So
it's like when I was in high school marching band, and if we took too long doing the halftime show, that we delayed the warm-ups, like they literally would give us they would give our team a delay of game penalty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's the same idea to me. Anyway. Okay. But okay, so we come out, you missed this goal. I'm sure you've watched the replay now. I just loved the way this goal came together. It was just a really, really gorgeous goal. Yeah. 2 minutes after halftime, I believe. And let me see if I can get the order of operations right here. I believe we start with Zaha coming in on the left.
Let's go back one.
Before that, you want to go back to the pass before Zaha? Okay, go for it.
Yeah, Tim Ream, beautiful ball out of the back. Mm-hmm. And I think we have a question about Tim Ream and balls coming out of the back. So I want to highlight this. Great ball out of the back to break the line, break the midfield, get past that. Zaha gets it, and Zaha's been so good about picking up his head instead of like putting his head down and try to dribble. gets it to Bronico, who gets it, kind of look like Pep Biel a little bit, getting into a good attacking position. And then again, kind of look like Pep Biel, like, hey, let me get my head up. I'm going to make a play. And it just comes back to Toklomati making a good run and getting in a good spot. Like the kid's been absolutely incredible. So yeah, just good overall play there. Great team goal.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like all the little things that come together on it too, right? So you talked about the pass from Ream, talk about Zaha looking up and moving forward. But if you also look at it, I think someone was talking about this in our Discord as well too, but you see like Gianni running to make space for Bronico to come through, right? So like he runs off kind of, if you're looking at it, he runs off to the left, I guess, if you're one of the players. And so that opens up, because someone has to follow him. So that opens up this gap that Bronico can run into to take that. And then someone has to come get him, and that gives Toklomati space to come in. So it was one of those where like you see all the little pieces, people moving the right places, making them right runs. That opens up the defense and opens up these lanes, and we're making the right passes. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I love Bronico, but I don't necessarily think of him doing these kinds of things. But that was a very, like you said, Biel-esque run and pass there to set up a really nice second goal and really kind of break this one open a little bit.
I've touched on this before on the show, and we really struggled with this when Nathan Byrne went out. We were always just very stagnant, and I always got so mad at our players kind of staying in one spot and quote unquote getting open and getting the ball, but really not in good, dangerous spots. It's just, hey, let me get a pass here. Okay, I'm open. But nothing's happening. Now we're starting to move well off the ball, and I think people are starting to have a better idea of what they need to do. But I want to say before I go any further, because I do not want to forget this, and I also tweeted this out, Jabril Gianni had his best game as a Charlotte FC player. I do know that he stuck his leg out to get the PK call, but like I was turning to my buddy Steven, I was like, this is his best game. Like he has not played this well. He's gotten better. Yes, I've been really critical of him. Yeah, and like I'm like, go, like, can we maybe get rid of him? If he could keep playing like this, I'm like, okay, maybe you could stay. But like this was to me his best game.
Absolutely.
Defense wise, moving the ball, moving off the ball, like to your point, the little things. And he's a big reason why we won this game. But also too, Brant Bronico, secretly, this also might be one of his best games. Just with some of the things that he did this game too. I'm a big fan of Bronico, so I think he plays well a lot. But this game for me, when I went back and looked at it, I'm like, oh shit, man, he really did a lot of things, and especially offensively, to get things going. And the first goal, he moves himself and a defender away to the post, so Vargas can get that ball across. So little things like we're saying, Corey, like movement. It's amazing what movement will do, right? So
no, I know. I feel like, I know it sounds kind of silly to point these little things, but yeah, I think that's something that we've been critical of, is that we watch, I feel like, at least for me, like I'll watch other teams and they make moving the ball forward and getting in a good position look so easy. I'm like, why do we make it so hard? Why is it so hard for us to do this? And now I'm seeing some of those things. I'm like, oh, now we look like we know what we're doing, and it looks easier. We're not having to just slog it around for a while and hope we finally get an opening. Like you're seeing that movement, you're seeing the passing, you're seeing players know where to be and know how to move defenders around to find those openings. And it's really nice to see. I guess we should go and get to the third goal, and then anything else you want to highlight after that. Again, there were a couple of chances there for Miami before that. Kahlina made some ridiculous saves. One was off the chest of Byrne, I think, that almost got bounced into the goal too. There's some weird little moments there. And then then the breakaway near goal for, I'm forgetting his name now, but I'm going to try to stall and pull up. Allende had a kind of one-on-one with the keeper, and that's where Kahlina just laid sideways somehow, kicked up his leg and saves it. So some really nice defensive plays there. But then we get to what was it? It was the 85th minute. You've got Zaha down in the box. Oh, we got the red card before that too. I'm looking at the match facts now. We have the second red card, so we get up to be up a man, which was quite nice at that point. Because Toklomati was just being a menace to the entire back line of Miami, and that caused the second yellow to go to a red.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get Zaha making a crazy run in the box, and your friend Busquets has no other choice but to just fully take him down in the box and draw the penalty there.
You hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Yep.
So I want to talk about this because I talked about it in the Discord a little bit. This moment to me made me the most excited of almost anything else in this match. And I know they've talked about it post game and stuff like that too, but you could even see the way it happened on the field. So Zaha draws the penalty, right? You usually expect someone like Zaha to take that penalty, right? Mm-hmm. Like that seems like his to take. He'd go do it. It makes a whole lot of sense for him to do it. And you could just tell there was this interaction almost immediately. And I couldn't tell in the stands who started the interaction necessarily, but you could tell like Toklomati and Zaha were looking at each other. And so there was clearly a conversation. And I feel like there was even one point I noticed that like Toklomati kind of looks at the ball again and like looks back at Zaha like, are you sure? And Zaha kind of gives him a nod. And he's like, all right. So he goes and gets the ball, takes it down, which I just loved. And then when I was watching, I didn't catch some of this until I was watching the replay. But when Toklomati gets up there to take it, like right before he takes a step, he looks back at Zaha again, and Zaha kind of makes like a little, I don't know if he was telling him like where to go with it. He makes some kind of like motion to Toklomati. And then Toklomati comes in and just smashes it into the bottom of the corner, gets his hat trick. I believe his first career hat trick. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Professional hat trick.
I think so. Yeah.
Just has this amazing moment. You can tell he's getting emotional. And the first person he turns around and goes to is Zaha. And that to me tells me so much about like Zaha and his leadership and the way he's respected on the team. And the way this team has come together. Because like that's one of those kind of moments where it's like that says a lot about how these players feel about each other and respect each other to have that kind of moment. And because I know Zaha can be a bit of a divisive personality for our fans and other fans, like there's I feel like there's been a lot of times this season where there's people just don't like Zaha, regardless of what he does, they don't like him. But seeing that kind of moment, you see like this is what he brings to this team. And giving that moment to Toklomati and having that situation like that to me was like, this team's got something special. And I'm just so excited to see what we can keep doing as we get to the end of this season into the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, you're up 2-0 in a big game and you want to put this game away. And you would think like your big time player is he drew the foul. He's going to take it. But also too, I'll be nice here. I know other people have liked Zaha. I'm not the only one that's liked him, but like from the very beginning, I'm like, this is going to be amazing. He's going to be a great player. I think he has a little bit of a reputation that sometimes is not justified. And I've seen people on Facebook groups and things like that just give him down the road for being negative and yelling at players and yada, 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 yada. Drives me nuts. But I'm hoping people will start seeing a little different side of him. He is a big personality. We'll just say that.
Sure.
He says things, but he says things, that makes sense. Sometimes it might rub people the wrong way, but it's facts usually, And I think he saw an opportunity. Toklomati's on fire. He has a chance to get a hat trick. And it probably just felt right to him. And he gave that up to him and had confidence in the young man. And I think Zaha's, I think they've had this kind of like good relationship with one another. And it's great because I think Toklomati can learn a lot from Zaha.
Yes.
So it was great to see a really good moment, like you were saying. And I'm hoping, again, maybe that won some folks over. I did see one comment that they were like, "Oh, this is really good, finally." And I'm like,
finally. Yeah, you don't say
okay, whatever.
You can leave the finally off.
Yeah, could have done without that, but I'll let it go. I'm like, okay. Sometimes things just have to play out. And I think we're seeing Zaha finally showing his true colors and what he's about.
Yeah.
And he's going to yell at the referees. He's going to yell at our players, but our players are going to get better.
Yeah.
Because there's a professionalism that's there. So I loved it. I loved the gesture, and Toklomati did what he was supposed to do and got himself a hat trick. And just what a tear that kid's been on. Unbelievable.
Unreal. 11 goals now this season. If I'm correct, you can double check me, but I'm pretty confident it's 11 he's at, which is just an unreal number when you think about that, because he wasn't the main. Remember, we had Patrick Ajimane. He was our striker, right?
He was pretty good too, right?
He was pretty darn good. And so to basically not be a full-time striker until midway through the season, and to have 11 goals, and yes, 3 of them came in one match, fine, but still to have the number of goals he has, and play and goal contributions and play the way he has, it's just another example of the way this team has brought in young players, brought them into legacy or however they've kind of made it to the team, and they're coming into the first team and making real positive impacts. And it's just really, really impressive to see what he's done. I mean, because I'm sure I said it on the show at some point, like, and this was not a knock on him, but I was like, I like him, but I don't think he should be our full-time striker. We probably need to get someone else in and let him kind of be come in for the last 30 minutes, be a change of pace guy. Like, he's very good, but I don't know if I see him being the full-time. I was wrong. Like, he's the guy. Like, this is his spot, and long term we'll see. Like the things, as we get into the next off season, we'll look at kind of how things are looking. But like this year,
sure,
that spot's his, and I think there's no questioning that. And what he's done has been just absolutely incredible to go on this run. He's been a huge part of this winning streak, and just crazy impressive to see the way he's played. And it was that's why I think the players and fans and everybody were so excited to see him get that hat trick and have that moment.
He's played in 26 games. 15 of those have been subs. Or no, I'm sorry. 15 of those have been games that he started. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Which is about the same. Yeah. Which is insane to have 11 goals and not even play 30 games like most of the leaders do. But also to only start half of those games, basically, of the 30, and have 11 goals. So big kudos to him. I think he also has like 4 assists too, I think.
I was going to say, I think he has some assist numbers up there too. So super happy for him. And again, just a really cool moment that, like you can see it kind of play out in real time. Oh, but I was going to mention this too. Like when we were talking about him, getting on some players, yelling on the field. There was even a moment in this match, I want to say it was the second half. I don't remember the exact situation. But I think we had an attack going and Gianni kind of overhit a pass or something like that. It wasn't a major thing, but it was like, it kind of killed any momentum they had going on. And you could tell Zaha was pissed, but if you looked after that, they came together and it was like a good, you could tell just my body language. This was like a positive, constructive conversation. And I feel like Zaha has said in the past, he's like, I'm going to hold us to a standard. Like, this is what we should be doing. This is, if we want to be this level, these are the kind of things we need to do well.
Yeah.
And so he's going to go out there and be that leader on the field and call somebody when he's like, that was not good enough. But winning helps this. I understand that. But what's good about that is like, it's not a negative tearing people down thing. It's like, no, you can do better than that, and let's talk about it, and let's be better. And I think that's that was just one of those little interactions again that you kind of see on the field where it's like this is a really positive impact he's making on the team and some of those players.
Zaha said a lot of this stuff in interviews when we were struggling.
Yeah.
And if you it'd be interesting for people to go back and watch some of those press conferences afterwards, right? Of the things he said and how he was saying it. Going through that struggle, he didn't seem like he was panicked or really worried. And I think he was even saying, like, I see the quality there. It's here. And that's why he was expecting more and demanding more. And players like him are going to raise everybody's level. He's that type of player. And when you know you'll probably get yelled at if you don't play your best. You're like, I'm not messing up, man. I'm not messing up. I don't want Zaha to yell at me. And sometimes it does come across poorly for certain fans. They don't like that, but for me, I do. There's a way to do it, and every once in a while he's going to cross the line. Every once in a while he's going to get in the ref's face. Every once in a while he's going to turn to the bench and start running his mouth, and you're like, stop. But it comes with the territory, right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. So we win 3-0.
Yeah.
Tie the MLS streak for most consecutive wins in MLS history with 9. I believe it tied Seattle.
That's amazing.
A few years back. That's a crazy stat. 9 wins in a row is just
crazy. In MLS, it is for sure.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
With a result later in the night, officially clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah, wild.
Again, I think if you had told us, we've talked about this on the show previously, and I know I still want you to come back to some of the players you want to highlight, so I'm not going to forget about that. But I feel like at a certain point we were like top 4 is out of the question, right? We were like, we're focusing on 7. I feel like I remember at some point, all of us, or me at least, saying like 7th is the realistic goal, maybe 6th.
That's where where we're at. Same. I was like, way things were shaping out, and and we're going to talk about. I think there's some questions, and Matt Nolan will not leave me alone about us finishing first. Like at first, at first it was like finishing top 4, but now it's like now he's like moved the goalpost, and he's like, have I finally convinced Matt? I'm like, what is there? Who would have foreseen us winning 9 games in a row? But the way things had shaked out, and also too, the way other teams were playing. That's also really important here, guys. It's not just us winning these games. Some of the teams that were like kicking butt at the beginning of the season are now falling off. Yeah. So I did say 6th or 7th because that's the way it was. But now we've gone on a historical run. So now we've put ourselves in a position where we can talk about 1, 2, or 3. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, no, he texted me within like, I don't know, minutes of me getting home, and he was like, all right, there's a situation where we come into this and we were 4 points out of the supporter shield. I was like, Matt.
Let's save it. Let's save this question. We'll talk about supporter shield and all that stuff, because I do want to talk about there was a game tonight that we want to talk about too. So
but go ahead and get to, again, we kind of kept teasing it. Some of the other players you wanted to highlight as far as things that really stood out to you.
I think I mentioned them. It was really, I really want to make sure on this show, because I have been really critical of him, Jabril Gianni. I want to make sure that I give him his due. Great game. I thought Bronico played great. I thought literally it was the whole entire team played well. And Kahlina, just Jesus. I mean, 2024 goalkeeper of the year. This is goalkeeper of the year type stuff. I think he leads. I was looking earlier. I believe he leads the league again in saves. And now I feel like he's getting rewarded for these saves and getting some clean sheets. So it's just nice for him, because I felt bad for him. I was like, man, he's had a huge fall off. Yeah. But now he's back. Kahlina is back, and we're doing well.
Are you even saying Marshall Ruddy had a good game?
I didn't see too much of him making. There's still times where he gets players get in behind him.
Sorry,
but he's young.
Time. Yeah.
And hey, if he keeps playing, he's only going to get better because he's just playing so much. So. But I will be really, really glad when Harry gets back in. And can we, for the love of God, get a physio who specializes in hamstrings?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing, man?
At all.
It's brutal.
No, the other person I was going to shout out, and obviously he had the assist, Vargas.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But the energy, and I feel like I saw it from the first minute of the match. The energy he came out with, he was all over the place. And Toklomati was doing some of this too, but we've talked a lot about him. But like the energy and running after things, offensively, defensively, he was all over the place, making little interceptions, messing up passing lanes, making other players make mistakes. There's just a lot of those little like energy plays that I guess I would call them, that he was making in this match, that I was like, he is geared up for this one. And we talked about Zaha, but I also feel like I saw Zaha playing really well defensively sometimes, like really coming back and making plays on the ball. Like it was just, this team came in with an energy and mentality like we're going to win this one. Like we're going to do whatever it takes, offensively, defensively. We're going to bring the energy. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be pressuring people, and we're going to take this to them. And yeah, I feel like a lot of us sitting there watching is like Vargas is on it right now.
He looks like a new man. I don't know what. I mean, I remember, both of us for sure, Corey, and David also. Like beginning of the season, like he could not get a ball on target. Mm-mm. He was making really bad mistakes. Confidence was low. Mannerisms was down. But something has happened, and he looks like a totally different player.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this is why he was scouted and brought in. Because I was like, this is he's been a bust. He really hasn't lived up to the expectation and designation that he has and everything like that. But it's just been night and day. I don't know what has happened, but he's making really good passes. He's making really good decisions. I've always actually liked his defensive work rate.
Yep.
But now he's scoring goals and putting things on frame, and it's really, really great to see. And we'll see what the future holds for him, because I think we talked about that Saturday on Soccer and Coffee. It's like, is he going to be leaving? Is he staying? What's going to happen with him? So, but anyway,
he's one I've always had a soft spot for. I'm not really sure why. I've just always really liked him. And like we were negative on the way he'd been playing, but like he was one of those that I always really liked, and I didn't want us to get rid of him ever, because like I just want him to finally figure it, because you'd see it, like you would see those moments, you'd get that confidence, and he'd have a game or two here and there where I was like, oh, there it is, and it would go away for 4 weeks. And so to see it like really coming out and him coming into his own has been a whole lot of fun. I really
it really has. It's been a lot of fun, right? This is fun.
This is fun.
It really is fun. Like it's such a silly thing to say, but this is fun. The MLS power rankings came out, and we were number 1. Now,
what?
Yeah, I don't know if you didn't. I don't know if you've seen this yet.
This, no.
MLS power rankings came out. Now, I always kind of joke at the power ranking. I think they're kind of silly, but just to kind of see us there, I'm like, oh, now this is cool. Now, I take that with a grain of salt, but it's like, man, we just tied an MLS streak, made some history. We've got the most points we've ever had in our history. We keep getting better. We keep getting better players. This is what we wanted from the beginning. This is fun, and I'm having a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's fun when sports are fun. It makes everything just feel better.
Don't turn on the TV Sunday and watch the other team that plays in Bank of America Stadium, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. It's fine.
Don't do it.
All right, should we just go ahead and get into questions? Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we do that? I know we'll probably hit some other topics that we want to get to as we go through these questions. Do we want, since we already previewed it, do we need to get into Matt Nolan's path to supporter shield?
Let's go ahead and do it.
All right. I believe this is the only question we really have around it, but he's been posting a whole lot of things around this. So here's his path to win the East for Charlotte.
Okay.
Cincinnati has 3 to 4 tough matches. Galaxy, Orlando, Red Bulls is what he cited. All we need is them to tie 1, as we are 2 points back and would pass on the win column.
Okay. Yep.
Philly, we need either that they draw one of New England, DC, or NYCFC, or B, they lose one and we draw one of NYCFC, Montreal, DC. Presuming us and those 2 otherwise win, CLTFC versus Philly will be for all the marbles in the East and possible supporter shield if San Diego loses one and Minnesota draws one. So, is Swift finally ready to believe me?
Here's the thing. I think I definitely said this Saturday, but I think the last episode, we had to make up at that point 7 points, which you have to make up those 7 points and then get ahead, right? So that's even more. So that's at least 3 games. Now, again, much like us going on this historic run, I also didn't foresee Philly losing 7-0
Wild
against Vancouver. So it is the MLS. Anything is possible. We're in a really good position to try for it. If we win it, I will be super shocked and super happy. There is a team that we just played, though, that just played tonight as we're recording and just wrapped up, that we need to be mindful of. So Miami played tonight, the night of this recording. They played Seattle, funny enough, who they got in a fight with. And it looks like Miami got a little bit of revenge. I think they won 3-1, I think was the final score of that one. So let me just say this, and I've been talking about Miami. Now, I was hoping after we beat them that they would, be like, oh my God, here come the wheels are going to fall off. But they played Seattle, really good team, and won 3-0. So they have 49 points. So that's 4 points behind us, right? Mm-hmm. They've only played 27 games. That's 3 games. Now, they could lose all 3 games. They could tie those 3 games. They could also win those 3 games. So that's kind of where we are. And now they're done with Leagues Cup. But I mean, they got a lot of games that they have to play. But they are playing DC United at home. DC United sucks. Yeah. They do play NYCFC on the road. And they do play Toronto on the road. But Toronto sucks. Then they play Chicago at home. Chicago sucks. They play New England at home. New England sucks. They play Atlanta United at home. Atlanta sucks. And then they play Nashville on the road to end things. So again, anything can happen, but just be mindful of, and I've said this before, just be mindful of those games in hand. Miami is a team. They have that quality. They'll have Luis Suarez back and all that good stuff too in some of those games. So, but hey, we're a hard team to beat. If we win our games, win out, I mean, we're there. Now, the Western Conference is a lot easier. San Diego is on a hell of a run. So is Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So you got to watch them too for Supporter Shield anyway.
But no, I think that's a really important thing to watch is that, Miami still has a lot of games to play. Yeah. It's a lot of games in a very short period of time, so we'll see how that affects them as well. I mean,
that helps us.
The quality of competition isn't necessarily going to be tough for most of their matches, but having to play, I mean, like 2 games a week basically for the rest of the season is pretty tough. So we'll see. I mean, you just never know. Like that's why, I mean, the old cliche of like that's why they play the matches, But you do got to keep that in mind. And also if we're drinking the Kool-Aid and talking Supporter Shield, Vancouver has 2 games in hand and is at 52 points.
You're right.
So there's another team there that you got to look at, looking down versus just the teams in front of Charlotte there. So, but still, that's to go back to what we were saying earlier, the fact that we're even having this conversation, is crazy. But again, there's also a part of me that's like, I'm not trying to be greedy, but I'm like, what if we hadn't had that like 2-month stretch of awful?
Just a win in there.
Like, just a couple of them, not even many of them, but like the New England loss, or like I'm trying to remember some of the specific ones. Like if you go back, there were some Chicago. There were some where it was like either the team we lost to or how we lost, games that should have been wins or draws in there, and you just throw in like 4 more points out of that whole stretch and like still lose most of the matches, but give me like a win and a draw out of that batch. Yeah. And holy cow, it's a different situation. So again, I hate to like be like, negative looking back at it, but like, because we're going to be in a really good spot here. And I love the way we're playing, but man, it's hard not to look back and be like, oh, if one of those things had gone another way.
Yeah.
What was it? It was Sporting KC was another one. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, like what some of the brutal ones were. Was that the like 2 stoppage time goals? I think
that's right. Yeah, that's a really, really good call out there, because that's a non-conference game too. That would have been a good one to get, and that would have put us at, just that one win would have put us at 56 points. So that would have been second place. Then you're only 1 point out of Philly. But we'll see how this all shakes out. There's also some teams like Columbus has a game in hand, Orlando City has a game in hand, NYCFC has 2. But again, if we keep winning our games, we play NYCFC next. We just handle our business. That's all you could do and let everything shake out. It's been nice seeing some of these other teams falter a little bit. That's helped us a lot. But isn't it crazy that we've already clinched a playoff spot?
Yeah.
Like we're in.
Yeah. We're just
in.
There.
We're definitely in the playoffs.
Because there was a period where like with all that congestion in like what was like 6th to 10th or whatever it was, or maybe 6th to I think it was 10th. It was kind of where the floor was. You're talking about like NYCFC and Chicago, and a lot of those teams were all bunched up right there. And so it wasn't a guarantee. I mean, like all those teams couldn't make the playoffs, right? So like there was still a chance. Like we were playing really well, but it's like we're still in 7th. Like we can't get out of 7th. Yeah. And so like that was not even, I mean, it felt like this was a playoff team. I always had confidence that we were going to be a playoff team. But I was like, how are we going to get stuck in the play-in, game and things like that, and all those things. It's like to now be in the situation where, with this many matches left, it's like we're in, like we're in the playoffs. So like here we go.
That's also when we were getting beat by Chicago and New England. Mm-hmm. So, and they were like right below us, and we're like, oh crap, and they had games in hand. So, again, we have definitely done our part, but we're also peaking at the right time, and some other teams are again starting to falter a little bit. So it's great. It's great though. It's great for us, and we're still getting healthy. We're still missing Harry fully. We got to get Pep all the way back in. So there's lots of positives going into the rest of the end of the season. We just got to start taking care of business.
Yeah. Some
of these final opponents here.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into the next question. Nietzsche. This is I don't know this. I hope you know the answer to this. If not, we're just going to not know. We're going to try to find it out.
Okay.
How do they choose man of the match? Who chooses that?
I do. No, I'm just kidding. I radio down.
And if we don't know the answer to this, you might try to find it out, because we're just reading this live off of here. Because I think her point was like, especially if there's multiple, like sometimes it's obvious, right? Like it's like,
right.
Toklomati scores a hat trick. Toklomati's man of the match. But sometimes there's like, well, was it Kahlina for making some huge saves in a match, or was it the goal scorer, or like, I'm just always curious, like who is it that's making that decision in the stadium? I think is what she's referring to. At least that's what I'm thinking of. When they kind of make that call, like 5 minutes after the match is over, and they go sit in the throne. So I think Matt is doing some texting or Googling.
I'm literally going to text somebody. We'll go to a next question, and then I will.
We'll hang on and see if we get an answer to that and come back. All right, cool.
Yeah.
2 kind of joke questions that I'll read out. Matt Nolan again said, did Kahlina's dominance psych Messi into taking that hilarious penalty? Yes. Matt Chantry, will Charlotte FC ever lose a game again? And if they do, is it a sign of the coming apocalypse? I think there are plenty of other signs of the coming apocalypse, but we won't get into all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry. Let's see. Then we'll go back to, let's hop around a little bit. Matt Chantry also asked about teams coming out late and there should be repercussions. We did talk about that. Sorry, I'm scrolling down to make sure we get to everything. All right, let's get down to Austin. This is a good question.
Okay.
He says, I'm concerned about Pep's return affecting the groove we have built over the past few games. The way Bronico has played has been amazing, as we talked about. My concern is that Pep and Bronico play very different. Bronico just never stops, always running, playing defense on the attacking side of the pitch. Pep plays different. So creative and offensively minded, which makes him great. I think it affects how Vargas plays as well, because he has to be more defensive as well, which will likely pull from how well he has attacked recently. So basically he closes it out saying, I'm not against a Bronco Westwood Pep midfield, but I do have some concerns. So what are your thoughts there with that? As Pep's, because again, he came in second half. He's been practicing fully, came in for a few minutes in this game. So he's back, but do you think that affects some of the good run we've been having?
Excellent question. When we had that poor run of form, we were scoring goals, and Pep was a big part of that. There is a concern about getting stretched in the midfield. I think when Pep is on the field, Brandt and Westwood and someone like Vargas and even our outside backs need to be very mindful of what that midfield looks like defensively and in transition. And Pep also too needs to be smart about when to go forward, when to look behind. Am I tracking back? It's for me, it's always hard to not go with the hot hand.
Right.
I think the Miami game was pretty perfect because Pep needs to get fit, and the Miami game kind of lends itself to a more defensive midfield anyway. I would see probably even next game, same thing. Start with what you have, and then when you need something offensively, we talked about this in Soccer and Coffee, what you do is start the game off. If you need a goal in the second half, you got Pep to come in and give you a spark, right? So I think that's probably what you'll see for the next game or two, maybe even the third one. If things keep going well, I don't see how Dean just we're switching it up. To me, that just seems weird. A little. I'm also a little stitious, so you just keep doing the same thing. But that doesn't mean that Pep can't start. There might be an opportunity depending on who we're playing. It's just better suited for him to play and start, I guess. But if it were me, I would just kind of keep going to what's going on and get Pep 100% match fit, because it's still going to be a little bit. Yeah. Good question, though.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's hard to think about not starting Pep when he comes back. But I agree with you. I mean, for all the reasons you said, and I'm just going to echo what you said. I think, one, don't rush him back. There's no need to.
Yeah.
And two, if this style is what's working for us, then you have a super sub you can bring in when we do need more attack. We need to shift that mentality in the midfield a little bit. You bring in Pep to do those things. So,
right.
I think for now, especially in the short term, just as much as anything to make sure we give hamstrings all the rest we possibly can. There's no reason to rush him back and kind of stick with what we're doing starting, and you bring him in and keep working him into the rotation a little more. And there is especially if there's a situation where we get down in the first half and we need a little offensive spark there. Go ahead.
You can also, he can play out wide some too.
Yeah,
so there,
true.
You have a little bit of flexibility where you could put him. There's a chance too. We've seen Zaha up front when Toklomati was out. Then you can move the wingers around. You can put so there's different things that you can do. Sure. So I mean, Pep's a big part of this team. He's going to be a big part of this team going forward. So I'm sure we'll see him, and I'm sure he'll do something magical in the next couple games.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Nietzsche's asking all the good questions. I think we do know the answer to this.
Okay.
And she said we should do a secret episode about all the weird things. We're just doing it right now. So sorry about that. Another off-topic question: why are we not allowed to keep the ball if we get it?
Yeah, that's right. I did see this question. So MLS is not the juggernaut that is the NFL or Major League Baseball. Soccer balls are a little more expensive than baseballs to make too. And also too, just the pace of the game. So you don't want to have a lot of balls missing, and then you got to go get other balls somewhere. Where do you stack the balls? You have a big, how does that work? It's not the same as baseball or even NFL and stuff like that. So because soccer is a little more fluid, you need to make sure that there's always a ball there, get it back in, and it's a good question though. But I think that's the best that I can answer.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed it was because they're crazy expensive, which I know that's true. But yeah, I think that's also another good point. And I even think like in the NFL, when they give them away, like the players have to pay for those balls.
Yeah, I think there is something.
I think if it goes like randomly in there somehow, they try to get him back. Like I think about like college football, like some of the stadiums don't have a net. And like in those situations, like if the ball goes into the stands, like they get those balls back. But like when Cam used to do like, they hand the ball off to a kid after a touchdown thing, I'm fairly confident like they get charged. Like it comes out of their paycheck for each ball they do that with. So yeah, those things aren't cheap. It's not like baseball.
So yeah, so I'm trying to quickly Google. It says an NFL player does not have to pay for a ball they give to a fan.
I just lied to you.
I mean, the thing is, I thought that was. This is also
that was the case.
This is also AI too. So
I very well could be wrong. I thought that was the case, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just trying to quickly look at stuff.
Again, I always like it. Nate beside me will always yell at them to take a selfie. So this is a public service announcement on behalf of him. If you do catch the ball in the stadium, take 2 seconds, whip out your phone, take a selfie with the ball before you throw it back. Like when you have that chance again, like do the selfie and then throw it back.
Yeah.
All right. Had to get that out there. Let's see. Going through. Is it time? No, we can skip that. We're gonna skip Gordon's initial question. Gordon also asked about Zaha and the mentoring of the team. We talked about that a lot, helping others raise the game. Matt Chantry, let's get to this one. Is this weekend's match the only obstacle preventing us from winning 13 in a row and finishing top 2 at least?
This weekend?
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 games left. We're at 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, my
smart ass answer is all of them are standing between us winning 13 in a row.
Yeah, because all right, so say we do get past this one, we play Montreal at home, but DC United away, and then Philly at home.
And Philly's a huge test. Yeah,
Philly is a huge test. I don't know. I think they're to your point. I think they're all in the way.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to Gordon's other question here, which is Tim Ream discuss, which we teased this a little bit when we were talking about him earlier. When he's at left back, the ability to play a well-weighted pass out wide and in front of a player rather than into the feet and slowing play down. But at center half, he always stops, puts his foot on the ball, then passes and slows play down. Is that slow down Dean's wish and style of play or Ream's natural play?
Man, that's a really, really good question. And my first instinct was like, oh no, he's been playing great and moving the ball around, but he does have a tendency to do that. Tim is cautious. Tim doesn't like to force things.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this game, Tim played amazing and played really great balls out the back.
Yeah.
But Tim's first thing is to take care of the ball, right? So sometimes he does hold it a little bit too much. I've noticed that in the stands. I'm like, all right, let's go, man. And Tim is kind of one of those calm down guys, which drives me nuts sometimes, like, no, opposite. No one calm down. Everybody get checked up. I'm more of like, let's rush. Let's get aggressive. Like, I like that style of play with some urgency. So I've seen him with the U.S. national team, like, slows it down. I'm like, oh man, no, it's not time to be cool, calm, and collected here. We got to go. But I do think he's been playing really, really well at center back. Yeah, I think he struggled center back when he first got here. That's been well documented on this show, at least. But I think just overall, everybody's starting to get comfortable. And also, too, again, he's got Nathan Byrne back. Makes a hell of a difference. And then Ruddy's been at least improving. And then you're going to have Harry out there. So this whole back line is going to get even better. And then now Tim won't have to hold the ball as much because also, too, we talked about this. when players are moving, Tim doesn't have to hold on to the ball. He can get rid of the ball if someone's open.
Yeah.
But you have to be open. So
you have to move into space. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Bit of a fun question here. Chris Fickling, if Ronaldo came to MLS, which team do you think would bring him?
Oh God, Miami.
They
would MLS.
That's the answer I wanted to have too.
MLS would throw if they were like, to get Ronaldo here, you've got to get rid of 10 teams. They would do it in a heartbeat. They'd like, well, these 10 teams are gone. Sorry, we got to have this. They would do.
Now I want to know which 10 teams get sacrificed to the Ronaldo god.
They would do everything in their power to get Ronaldo at Miami. I mean, here's the thing. As a casual fan, when would you ever get to see Ronaldo and Messi on the same team? Because they're rivals. Saying. People are like, oh, he's the GOAT. And if MLS got the opportunity, they would change every rule. They would break every rule and not think twice about it. They'll do anything to make that happen. So I would say Miami.
That's absolutely what I was going to say too. I don't know if it would work. I don't know how the two of them playing together would go at all.
Yeah.
But I'd be fascinated to see them on the same team.
It would make me hate them even more.
Oh, yeah.
The only other team would be LAFC. That's the big one.
Sure.
I could possibly see. So here's the thing. MLS desperately wants the Galaxy to be relevant so they can do the LAFC Galaxy thing. MLS is so just transparent with their homerism of like what they want. So I could see Ronaldo going to a LA team so they could do. I think they would probably want him on the Galaxy because they need Galaxy to do well. Or Miami.
That feels like a Galaxy move too. Yeah, that feels right.
Yeah.
All right. I believe I've covered all the other questions. Some people mentioned Dean doing the Poznan, which is just a beautiful. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I just don't forget to talk about that because that was so fun. I
cannot believe we forgot about that. That's another thing that was like how this night was. Oh, funny. On Soccer and Coffee. And I'm sorry, I cannot remember who brought this up, but they were like, wouldn't it be hilarious if when we did the coronation at the beginning of the game, it was Dean Smith? And I'm like, what a middle finger it would be to MLS for Dean to do the coronation.
I love that.
But I got to say, that right there will endear him to all the fans. It made me like him a lot more. Mm-hmm. And he got David Tepper to do it. And I think there may have been a Panther PR person that got in trouble and now no longer has a job. Whoever's doing PR for David Tepper on either team, more of that, please. You got to get him doing stuff like that. Having a little bit of fun, being a human being.
Hey.
So that was good to see. And I just love that Dean did that. Like, he didn't have to do that. Like, who does that? Again, it was just a badass night.
Yeah,
and just a big middle finger to a asshole of a team.
I did love all the ideas of like how to bring Dean into the match without him being on the sideline as the coach. Like I heard, I remember y'all talking about the coronation, or like having. I think they had the pre-game survey or the poll, I guess, in the stadium where it was like having dressed up in the Sermenti costume. I was even thinking like, I don't know what they're actually called, but like the Knights posse that walks out with him now, the flame.
Yeah.
The flame.
Did we ever?
I call him Torchy McTorcherson, but that's just
and
me.
The Mentonites or whatever. What's that? The druids that come out with
that one. I like that. I just call them his posse. Like having them come out with full robes. And then like, as they're walking off, like Dean just pulls down the robe off his head. Just be a beautiful little moment. Like it's just to have the camera zoom in as he walks back in.
I wonder what the rule is. What is the rule? Like if you're suspended, can you be on the field at all? So I wonder if that's maybe like we need to look
he was
that.
there post-match, obviously. He was down on the field with the players,
okay. So, I mean, it would just
I definitely
be totally
saw him on the field post-match.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure
that's
at
right.
least.
Yeah. I think you're right.
But no, I just thought it was great. Like it had to be kind of a cool experience for him to like, especially because the game went so well, like experience it from kind of a fan perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and like I love that just it's a little thing, but like to do that with Tepper, to even think to do it at all in the box when he's taking his suspension and doing all that, I thought was really cool. And watching him celebrate some of the goals when they would cut up there and show that, it was like he got to watch it as like a fan. And I thought it had to be kind of a cool experience. I mean, not that you want to be suspended for a lot of matches, but like
sure.
I feel like he made the most of it and had a nice experience with watching his team play a really, really great match there. So that was pretty cool.
Miles Joseph is 1-0 on coaching.
There you go.
I really like Miles. So I thought he did a hell of a job of, having to manage. As I was watching him kind of work the fourth referee too. So that was good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that's usually what the assistant coach does when you want to take some of the heat off of the main coach. The assistant coach goes over. He can risk a yellow card. So it was interesting to see Miles going over, giving him some shit about a couple of calls. But what a great night.
Such a great night. So let's, I think this is the last question I have from Gordon, who's bringing up something that has been discussed, well, probably only one time, but discussed very passionately on this show. The wave in the stadium. Are we fans or are we not fans? Gordon says, I got called grumpy for not embracing the wave, and I can own that. I'm there to sit in my seat for 90 minutes and watch the game. I don't even remember how long ago this was now, but this is one of my early, when I was on a streak of like I would get fired up about something. This was This was the early, and I feel like probably my feeling on this got a little twisted. Really got fired up about it. But let's start with you, because then we'll get into it. The wave we had, that was a big wave. Like that was a strong wave that we had going in that match.
That is true.
It was a lot of participation. Yeah. It was a loud wave. Like people would yell when they did it. Like it was there were people in
the supporter section. They were doing it. Corey, I did it.
I saw you.
I did it.
I saw the supporters.
Yeah. I don't sit in the supporter section, but I did it. And my whole thing is this. People are there to have a good time. Not everybody is crazy fans like us and people that listen to the show. You want people to come back and have a good time. Let them do the wave. Because you do have people that are not paying attention all of the game. Maybe they don't understand the game, but they're there to have a good time. And it's going to bring them back. A lot of people are doing it. There's a lot of energy in the stadium, and that is supposed to be kind of like a fun thing. Usually you're like, why are you doing it now? We're winning. Well, pay attention to the game. But like everybody's excited. So I don't mind it. I know some people do not like it. Totally understand that, but I don't mind it at all. I think it's fun, and a lot of people are doing it. So everybody was into it. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. I guess here's my question, because I want to come out and say, like, again, if it wasn't clear when we first talked about this a long time ago, when I was getting fiery about it, like I'm pro people doing the wave if they want to. I don't usually do it. But I'm not against the wave. Like, do the wave if you want to. Like, have a great time. Like, to your point, like, if that's what you want to do, and people are having fun, and like, I'm not gonna yuck on your yum. Like, do your thing, man. Have a great time. I might not do it because I don't want to, or I forget to. Or I'll do like the half-hearted, like woo, as it goes by, but like I don't stand up. Can I do it? Whatever.
Yeah.
What is I don't know if you can translate for me. The people who really hate it. Why do you? Like, what is is it because it's like they're not real fans? If you're doing like, what is the feeling about the wave that people feel so strongly?
I think some people think is like, oh, you're not actually interested in the game and cheering the game. You're too busy, dicking around, like I always like to say. You're dicking around doing the wave. So I think there's a little bit of that. I think, people see it maybe like as a disrespect, or like, oh, you're not really fans. You're just casual fans and you're doing something other than soccer stuff or chanting or whatever the case is. And I don't know. I'm still fuzzy on the how the wave originated, but I'm pretty sure it originated in Mexico at a soccer game.
So this is why I was asking the question, not just for that reason, but do you know what matches the wave will happen without fail earlier than it ever happens any other match? Is when we play Leagues Cup matches. Because especially I think about last year was at Cruz Azul. This year, what was the one we had the most fans? Was it Monterrey? We had the most fans because the other games were pretty lightly attended. When you get those Mexican League teams in and those fans, that wave starts early. And I'm not going to come out here and say that people that follow Mexican League teams and these Mexican fans are not good soccer fans, because I'm pretty sure they are. So I don't understand why there's this weird, you're not a real fan if you do the wave thing. I just don't get it, because I do think it originates from, at least to some part, that fan culture. Because again, I noticed, I remember thinking it this year because it was post us talking about the wave and watching again when we played one of the Leagues Cup matches this year, those fans in the first half, didn't take very long. The wave was going, they were into it. And so I just don't get this anti-wave set. You don't have to do it. Just don't do it. And it's fine. But I don't think it makes the people who want to do this any less real of a soccer fan than you are, which is how I feel about most of those types of things. It's there's no better or lesser fan. You enjoy the game how you want to enjoy the game and do your thing. So I was just trying to get to the bottom of why people think, because I think if that's the reason, it's there's, come to one of the Leagues Cup matches and see how they do it.
I was trying to look it up where the wave originated. I mean, I'm getting a couple different things. It's the same maybe in 1981, maybe at a baseball game, and then it definitely brings up the Mexican, quote unquote Mexican wave at the 86 World Cup in Mexico. So sporting events, people like to do it, but to your point, fans do things differently. I for a long time I was the communications director and vice president of Mint City Collective of a supporter group, but I didn't sit in the supporter section because I don't like sitting in the end zone or at behind the goal. I cannot sing. It's probably best if I don't chant. I don't want to wave a flag for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And also I want to, because I do a game like this and just how I like to do things, I like to have a good view of the field so I can analyze things, so I can overanalyze things, right? And come and talk about stuff on the show. But if you look at me, you're like, oh, you don't chant for 90 minutes? Oh, you're not a fan. I'm pretty sure I'm a fan. I got tattoos. I got every jersey. Just because I don't do what you would think a supporter would do doesn't make it. So everybody does things differently. So that's why, again, the wave doesn't bother me. And again, I want people to keep coming to these games. Yeah. So if that's part of the experience, great. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like the wave distracts that much. If you're watching
really
the
doesn't.
game, it's
really
not
doesn't.
It's not that hard to follow along. You can see when it's coming. You can be watching the game and then do whatever you want to do when it comes. It's fine. But I'm with you. I don't sit in the support section for the same reason, plus family. I knew that my wife and kids would not want to be there. So it wasn't the right choice. But I know how important it is to have those supporters and that section and the passion and energy and the singing and the chanting and all the work that goes into making that and how that really adds to this atmosphere. Yeah. But it's okay that that's not the way you want to experience the match also. So it's a little bit of both.
Another call out real quick, because I noticed this last game specifically. And Brant Bronico does this a lot, though, but other players I think are starting to do it more and more. Instead of, they always go to the supporter section and wave at the very end of the game. But now players are starting to go on the other side of the stadium to give that side a little more love. Yep. Because, the supporter section should also definitely get a lot of love. They're playing the drums, they're chanting, they're the heartbeat, right? But there's also a lot of passionate fans that don't they're on the opposite side. They don't get that. So I'm glad that the players are starting to make their way around. I know Brant does that quite a bit, but it seemed like, especially this game, more players were coming over and clapping and everything like that. So I like that.
Westwood tends to, but I'm pretty sure his family also sits down in that corner as well too, or someone related to him.
I want to be careful. There are family members in where they sit in a certain section. I don't want to give them some peace, but there are certain sections. Point. But yes, you are correct. It is down that way. You're right.
I'll keep it vague.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think that's all of our questions. We did. I did not go along as promised.
Nietzsche, I'm sorry, I did not get your answer for the who chooses the man of the match. If I do, I will put it in our Discord because I know you're in there. And come join our Discord. It's only a couple bucks, and like we have a whole chat in there. We do soccer and coffee. We do a secret show, right, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
Every week. Every week sometimes.
Don't say every week.
That's about right. We try to do it every week. We try
to keep weekly. It's usually a preview show. Sometimes there's a little something different. We're kind of messing around with what that is. But yes, usually some bonus shorter episode that we'll put out to just our paying Patreon members. So yeah, we always put it in the show description or the description on YouTube. So check it out there. There'll be a link, sign up. Yeah. Like Matt says, a few bucks a month. And we're looking at other ways we can kind of grow that group and bring, those folks who support us some fun and different things we can do. So if you have ideas, we're also open to that. We're still trying to figure out how we do it. But right now, definitely the Discord, it's a great conversation in there around the matches before, during, after.
Yeah.
You get the soccer and coffee. Yeah.
It's actually really nice because it's not a Facebook group. There's not a bunch of nonsense. It's strictly Charlotte FC. It's really nothing else. No other channels. It's just that. It's nice. And then that's where we pull most of our questions from. And just everybody's pretty like respectful, and we have really good conversation. It's actually really refreshing, honestly. I gotta say. So don't come in there and act like a jerk, because you will be booted. Because we have a really good community, right? We
do. So thank everybody who supports us, and if you feel compelled, check it out. Join us there, and we'd love to have you in the Discord and listen to the secret show and chime in on soccer and coffee. So until then, got a big match on Saturday, noon Saturday.
Yeah,
it's a weird time, but hey, works out. So noon Saturday. We'll be playing at New York City FC. So looking forward to that one. We'll be back next week to talk about it and what is hopefully a MLS record 10th win in a row. Until then, thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.